Found out. My stepdad had been having an affair with my mom's best friend and controlling my finances for years. He confessed everything right before my wedding, so I asked my uncle to walk me down the aisle instead. My stepdad Garrison married my mother when I was 8, 2 years after my dad died of a heart attack at the gym. Everyone said Garrison was a godsend. He had a steady accounting job, he paid for my braces, he sat through every middle school band concert. My mother's best friend Marlo was always around too, ever since he can remember. Marlo never married, never had kids, and treated our house like her second prom. Tooting over wine on Friday nights and stay until midnight laughing in the kitchen. When my dad died, she moved in for 3 months to help my mom. When I turned 12, Garrison sat me down and said since he was a CPA, he'd manage the inheritance my dad left me, $240,000 in a trust. You won't have to worry about a thing, kiddo. I'll grow it for college. My mother nodded along, grateful. I signed the paperwork at 17 when the trust transferred without reading a single page. Garrison kept managing it. He'd send me a quarterly summary that always looked the same. Modest growth, conservative investments, playing it safe for the future. I trusted him. He'd raised me. Last year I got engaged to Tobias. We picked a venue, a date, a guest list. I asked Garrison if I could pull from the trust for the wedding. He hesitated. There's been some market volatility, sweetheart. Let's keep the budget tight. I trimmed the guest list. I bought my dress secondhand. Tobias's parents covered the catering as a gift. 3 weeks before the wedding, Marlo called me out of nowhere and asked if we could meet for coffee. She'd been distant for almost a year. We met in a diner on a highway. She looked exhausted. We asked for wedding. I need to tell you that before far away. She did. And I need you to know it's not coming from a good place. It's coming from a guilty one. I set my coffee down. Garrison and I have been seeing each other for 19 years. The diner kept moving around us. The waitress refilled my water. He told me he was going to leave your mother when you turned 18. Then when you graduated college. Then when you got engaged. He kept moving the line. She slid an envelope across the table. I'm telling your mother tomorrow, but I needed you to hear it first because there's something else. Inside the envelope are bank statements. Account numbers I didn't memorize. Transfers. They needed on every line. He's been pulling from your first for 9 years. Vacations. About the down payment on my condo. She couldn't look at me. He told me the money was his. I found out 2 years ago. I drove straight from the diner to Garrison's office. He was eating a sandwich at his desk. I locked the door behind me and dropped the envelope on his keyboard. His face went gray. He started crying before I even spoke. Wet, gasping, crying. How much is left? I said. $42,000. $200,000 gone. The wedding I budgeted for. The down payment on a house. The cushion my father had died building for me. Garrison to talking. The confessed to honor. The affair. The money. A second affair with someone from the office. A gambling problem he'd hidden from my mother for 6 years. He said he wanted to come clean before the wedding so I could start my marriage with a clear conscience. I asked him to leave the room. He said it was his office. I left instead. I called my uncle Cassian from the parking lot. My dad's younger brother. The one who taught me to drive, who showed up at my graduation in a borrowed suit, who I hadn't seen in 2 years because Garrison didn't like him. Uncle Cass. I need you to walk me down the aisle on Saturday. He didn't ask why. He just said, what time should I be there? I told my mother that my sit in her bed while she folded laundry. I told her about Marlo. I told her about the office woman and the gambling. She didn't cry. She just sat there with a folded towel in her lap for a long time. Then she said, I knew about Marlo. I've known since you were 11. I stayed because of you. Saturday came. Uncle Cassian showed up in a navy suit with my father's old pocket square tucked into the front. He hugged me for a full minute in the bridal suite without saying anything. Garrison sat in the third row, alone. My mother sat in the front row, alone. Marlo wasn't there. Uncle Cassian walked me down the aisle and squeezed my hand when we reached the front. Your dad would be loud about this, he whispered. He'd be so loud. The pocket square stood screamed on my hallway wall now.